Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to an RS3 weekly update video, and I'm very excited for this week. Not so much for today's update, but the development update. I can't wait to get into that. So this is going to be a little bit longer of an episode, mostly because going over the development update, which, trust me, it is worth it, is worth looking into, it is worth reading, because there is a tease at a new skill coming up, but that doesn't say exactly too much about it. But let's get into the current update before we get into the future. So this week, they did a Combat Ninja Strike. So this one is there's actually something here for Ironman players, but there's also something here for regular players as well. And some other stuff as well, but we'll get into that into the patch notes because it covers everything in there. This way we're not going all over the board for that. The very next thing is the Fresh Start Worlds, something I'm very excited for too, because this is coming next week. I will officially say that I am definitely going to be taking part in this. And not even just so much for the competition part. I am going to see how my training methods stack up against other people's training methods, to see how well they actually are, and see where I can make some tweaks and changes. This way I can pass information on to you guys. I will say, I will have a video coming out here soon talking about my current character, and for those I never said about this, I made a brand new hardcore Iron Man account. I still have my other one. It's just I made a secondary one because I was just like, you know what, Fresh Start Worlds is coming up. I want to see how I can have an impact in Fresh Start World and see how my new training methods actually stack up. And so far they've stacked up pretty good. It's only about a 3-week-old account, and already he's at about 1,400 skill total, I think it is. So we're talking, since it's hardcore, you got no skill boost, so no XP lamps, other apart from the weekly one from Meg. And then you have some other stuff too, but he has had no bonus XP, because as we know, Yak Tracks do not do that. I have completed the Yak Track on this account. So there's a lot of things that I've actually accomplished with him. And yes, I have been grinding kind of hard on him. But overall, I think where his current level is within 3 weeks is pretty good. So I will be going for the Fresh Start World to see how I compare up to other people. Like I said, if you're new to RuneScape and you want some tips and tricks, I'm happy to help out if I'm able to. I know my tips and tricks might not always be the best. But these are the ones that I've found to be tried and true for me, so that's what I go by. Other people might have better ones, other people might have worse ones. I honestly don't know. Part of it's what works for you, too. But there is one thing that is worth mentioning, too. Okay, so number one, the launch starts at 1100 game time. There's also the information on bonds. So you can redeem a bond from your standard game account to get a FSW membership passcode. So to check your Messenger Sentry on your standard game account to get this message at your FSW membership passcode. First, make sure you are logged into the Fresh World Starts account before redeeming your FSW membership passcode. If you do not have an FSW account, you can create a brand new account right here, right there. I already have mine created. I'm good to go. And then on or after September 26th at 10 o'clock game time, after your new account is created, you can activate your membership in one of two ways. So within an hour of it launching, you can activate it. But you have to log into your account and select Fresh Start Worlds. When prompted about membership, select the passcode option, or you can head to the RuneScape homepage, hover over the store button icon, and click the Redeem FSW passcode, and then log into the account as normal. There is a development update. That's the one thing I'm really excited for to talk about. We do have a live stream coming up. We have the Thursday, September 22nd, 1600 game time. Fresh Start World Theory Crafting. This is their what they are thinking is possibly going to happen within the first week of FSW. I know what my first goals are going to be in the FSW. It's going to be dailies, weeklies, monthlies. Well, maybe not monthlies. Yes, monthly, because last week of September. So we're going to have all those things coming up. I want to try to get all the bonus XP type quest rewards you can. So you better believe I am going to be going for Shadow over Ashdale and stuff like that to get bonus XP. You got the Wisp of the Groves. You want to... there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be making a video about what I would focus on. Now that it's even closer to time, I have it more refined. Now we have some community showcase here. We have the RuneScape sign here, which looks absolutely phenomenal. This is by That's Badass Wood Art, which is absolutely awesome looking. And then Zaydorad worked very hard making a beautiful twisted bow. That is actually really cool looking. And then we have Chaos Art RS showing off a little bit of Zamrock artwork, which is actually really awesome. And then you have the Cruxaqual by Ankaro, and that is looking pretty earthly and pretty awesome druid type style, which is pretty awesome. I like that. Then we have some of the Scaper screenshots. First we have Hakazin06 finding their Zen right by the Memorial, Gothixian Memorial. Then we're overlooking Catherby with 4D oranges with the, I believe that's the Twilight Night or Eclipse Night Sky. I might be wrong. And we have a very awesome gladiator-themed Karapek face-off with ZX54. That is pretty cool. And we have the Pink Skirts event. Don't forget that. We have the Mega Duck hosted by Steve20058 and Mega Duck. Wednesday, September 21st at 1900 game time. World 39 Fallowville Park. FC is Megaduck. Next, Angel of Death hosted by Spotley Wolf and Nexeodamus. Friday, September 23rd at 2300 game time. World 92. Location is God Wars Dungeon Ancient Prison. FC Nexeodamus. Stealing Creation, Lady Spyra, Avatar Korra, and Fast SC. Saturday, September 24th at 1900 game time. World 99. Stealing Creation Lobby. FC is the Fast SC. Now let's head up to the patch notes. This is where we're getting into the combat strikes, so don't worry, I did not forget about this. But they removed the restriction for Iron Man accounts interacting with normal ones, such as... This isn't in general, this is just for certain things. Iron Man accounts can now enter boss instances alongside regular accounts. Iron accounts will now be awarded drops in the same manner as normal accounts, including via loot share. Removed grouping and matchmaking restrictions between account types for bosses. Iron accounts are no longer required to use instances for bosses when uninstance version is available. Uninstance version is available. In line with the above, they also removed the Iron discount for instances. So, because... I'll go over this, okay? So, Iron Man, plain Iron Man, bossing is not really any different. And the only thing that this was really restricting was people who have friends who are on regular accounts and friends who are on Iron accounts. So, it was only really restricting that kind of a concept. Bossing on an Iron account is really no harder than just a regular account. You really have the same kind of threats and issues. It's not a big deal. Now, when it comes to the hardcore Iron Man account, again, it's not the biggest deal because if you have a group going in, that Iron Man account can still, well, that hardcore account can still die. It still has those threats, it still has those issues. All this means is that Iron Man accounts can now do group bossing activities, which some things are group bosses like Croasis. You cannot solo Croasis. I haven't heard of anybody being able to solo Croasis, and it's for particular reasons that you can't. And I don't know if Croesus really counts for bossing like the regular bosses do. But it's still the point of, like, it's not really a big deal. I boss on my other hardcore Iron Man account the lighter bosses, not the bigger bosses, but that's only because I don't have Soul Split unlocked yet. If I had Soul Split unlocked, I would be doing bosses with him that are at a higher caliber. It's the only thing holding that back, is because I like to have my heals. I'm very heal oriented. And to remove the discount from the Iron Men, well, that makes sense now, because if you can get into bosses easier and you have less of a hard time getting a group together, there's really no reason to have that discount. Because Iron Man accounts have been around now for quite a while. There's really no reason to keep having these type of restrictions on it. Now, the restriction of trade and GE, that makes sense, because it's supposed to be game to yourself. Solak will now be able to be soloed, as well as group sizes. So the base life points is 2 million, core life points 125k, arm 45k, leg 35k. So if players damage Solak to his phase cap during phase 2, further damage will now continue to deplete Solak's purple bar instead of scaling down. So he does scale down in the solo play, so that's something to actually kind of think of, using the same values per player as the group sizes, so just a little different. They removed the clearing of buffs and debuffs for the player who climbs up Solak's arm, fixed the double space type in Solak's attack callouts, and retimed the projectiles to be consistent with the recent Raksha and Zamrock bosses. So this is a prime example. As Jagex gets better and better at making more and more complex bosses, they can come back and fix some issues that were in prior bosses. Personally, I want to see all bosses become soloable. Reason being is because that can create a lot more challenges. I would only imagine what people would do. I don't know if Virago is a soloable boss or not, but if that was, I think, from my knowledge, he's not. But if Virago became soloable, how much difficulty that could add, and how interesting that could be. And Zamrock, the bad luck mitigation can now be only accumulated if you're doing kills above 100% in a rage or higher. Your bad luck mitigation modifier now increases at different speeds depending on your rage percent of the kill. So, at 100%, 1, 500%, 2, 1004, 2008. The drop chance of a rare item used to be capped in 1 to 20 chance with bad luck mitigation. If you're doing a higher enraged kill, this is now capped further to 1 in 10, and then 1 at 5 for 2000%. So that's pretty awesome if you ask me. I mean, it's one of those things where the harder and harder it gets, you get better and better luck. That's simply all it really is. And the bronze boss titles. So each of the Enraged system boss now has a bronze title achieved at 1000% Enraged. This also fills the gap between achieving 500,000 Enraged base titles and the 2000 silver titles. And all future Enraged bosses will release with base, bronze, silver, gold titles to reflect this. I would like to see something called Platinum eventually, where it's absolutely just insane that somebody was able to actually get there. The Dagonoth King pets have been visually updated to reflect the bosses they come from, so now they finally match the bosses again. NPC health bars should now more reliably disappear when the NPC dies. Fix an issue where daily challenges were not being progressed in the same scenarios when using Make X. Fix an issue, stop the rewards from the daily challenge ladder being claimed in the Daemonheim lobby area. Fix an issue where the Arch Glacier's Silver, Gold, Ice Reborn titles wouldn't broadcast when earned. All default gameplay settings have been updated for new players to offer improved experience. The Money Pouch tooltip has been reinstated. Added missing blocking walls to the tower south of Lumbridge Castle and the Champions Guild. So we got a little bit of a variety going on for today's update overall. Don't forget, Fresh Start Worlds, I will be having a video coming out soon about that. But let's dive into the meat of this week. And this is the amazing thing here. So this is what is projected yet for this year. So this year is projected. 2022, we're talking new Master Max capes, new skilling locations, more retro overrides, because the Dragon Scimitar landed, they wanted to release more of those, more ninja strikes, and a new Jagex launcher. That launcher is going to be very pivotal down the road, and personally, I see if the launcher came out before the Fresh Start Worlds, a lot of the current issues could have been resolved a lot easier. But in development of 2023 main updates, this is where I get very excited. So they talked about there's going to be potentially another new quest with the Zamrock storyline, which means there's probably going to be, oh, you got the Daughter of Chaos finale quest. Here's where it gets very, very, very fun. So as you can see, the Legacy of Zamrock, there's still 3 more stages to complete, guys. You got the Wilderness Flash events, you have the Zamorakian Civil War mini quest series, but then you have the Daughter of Chaos finale quest. So there's that storyline, but they're talking about having the Daughter of Chaos finale quest, potentially starting another quest line, another storyline. Which I'm very excited to see what that might be. I'm going to be honest, I'm hoping it's about my big boy Blue. I really want to see some Ceridoma stuff going on. There's been a lot of Zeros, Zamorak, a whole bunch of other stuff. I want to see some of the good guys. I want to see... I'm not a big fan of Armadillo, but I want to see Ceridoma stuff. The updated death cost is another thing that they are talking about. New training methods. They addressed the overall thing with the Granny Potterington, with the training methods that were released with that, with the different types of, what was it, Hunter? No, Fletching and Fire Making training. Yeah. So they're talking about having more training methods for different things to pop up. New quests, obviously we talked about at least one of them, which is the Chaos finale. But the biggest thing is a new skill. I am so excited for a new skill. You know, I've been saying now for like the past few weeks, especially a few months, I was just like, you know, maybe not even on here, but on the Discord, I've been saying it, on the RuneScape Discord. Something big is coming. And there's all this big stuff going on with the Zamorak storyline, which is really cool, don't get me wrong. I'd rather see Ceridoma, that's just me. But it feels like there's leading up to something. And I feel like that leading up to something is going to be the new skill. And I feel like it's going to be something different compared to a lot of the stuff we've been getting normally. I don't think it's going to be a, you know, gathering and production type method. It's going to be some sort of standalone. I feel like I feel like it's going to be a standalone thing. And I feel like it's going to be potentially up and down with the player base, because I feel like it's going to be in lines with Dungeoneering. And the reason why I say it's going to be in lines with Dungeoneering is I feel like it's going to be a skill that is going to come out that is going to have an almost mini-game-esque type feel, but it's not going to be a mini-game. And I feel like that's going to have some people frustrated and some people happy. Like, I feel like the merchant... Like, I know a lot of people are saying, well, we want merchanting and stuff like that. I feel like merchanting would be one of those kind of skills that would be part minigame, part skill. And I feel like that's how this next skill is going to be. I'm not going to say that it's merchanting. I feel like it might be something else. given the line that is going on with war lately, I think it might tie into like another idea I had, where you're basically a war commander and you send out troops. And as you send out troops, you can unlock different things where you can issue better commands, you can issue different types of troops, and have them explore unknown areas. And I feel like those unknown areas are going to start within the wilderness. And I feel like a portal is going to be opened up in the wilderness that goes other places. I know, a lot of speculation, but I feel like something big is coming. And it's going to be like nothing we ever seen. But they're also talking about stuff like quality of life stuff here. For example, the Game Jam thing, they were really thrilled with not only what mod Black Witch, well, BLK Witch did and Alex worked on, but they said there is a lot of projects that took place, and a lot of fans loved a lot of these things. So expect to see that coming in, more stuff like that coming. I honestly, I can't wait. I want to see more stuff like that too. But the death cost is also going to be coming with the Grand Exchange tax. I know some people were a little worried with that. It's not a huge tax. Honestly, I'm curious to see how that'll affect things, but it's supposedly supposed to take money out of the game. So I'm kind of okay with that. But I think overall everything is going to be very interesting from here on out. We had a very huge focus on the quality of life for a while now. And I feel like a lot of quality of life has been dwindling down. Not because it doesn't matter, but because the amount of things that can be quality of life are getting smaller and smaller. More and more bug fixes have been done. There's less and less bugs that are existing. So I would love to see what is coming to RuneScape here soon. Let me know what you guys think the new skill is going to be. I'm very curious. Let me know your guys' theories, what you think it'll be, how it'll affect the game. Whatever you guys really want to do, because I'm very curious. I love ideas. I love that kind of stuff. I love theorizing. I just know when I seen a new skill being moderately announced here, I got very excited because archaeology was fantastic. I still love that skill. It's very much a support skill, a gathering / support skill. It's awesome. It's very awesome. It fits in with RuneScape great. I can't wait to see what the next skill is going to be. I would love for it to be an elite skill. I don't know if it would. It could be something. It could be an elite skill. It could be like beast taming, where you train creatures like monsters and stuff, or so you can ride them or whatever. Like, so many possibilities. But that'll do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later, guys.